So it all comes down to this, the centre of the national hunt racing world, and it's the first day of Cheltenham. We start with a classic race, but first I'll introduce my two co-hosts. On my left, Lucky Luke Parkinson, and on my right, joining us from the compliance team, it's tipster Tom. Gents, we're looking forward to it?
Definitely, should be a good week.
So let's get down to business. The Supreme Novices is the first race of the day on Tuesday. Who do you like?
I like Abracadabra, if that's how you say it, and there's a few different ways of saying it. Another two at the top of the market, Asteria Forlonge and Shiskin are well fancied. She's got really short odds now, but just at a bigger price. I've seen he's gone 7-1 now, Abracadabras, but second to Envoy Land this season, the only one who's got anywhere near him really, just over a length. He was second to him. He sort of last year in his bumpers he was lucky not to win more. He was fourth in the champion bumper, but race too keen. This year he's settled a lot better, and I think if he can come off the pace, Davy Russell's going to ride him. If he can just keep him held back, he should have a chance. His jumping is a little bit iffy, but if he can just be not as keen, I think he'll be bang there. And to me, he's got the best form going into it. So at 7-1, I'm happy about that.
Very good, Tom.
Going for each way angle on this one. I like the look of Captain Guinness for Henry de Bromet. Second in the Moscow Flyer to Andy Dufresne, who obviously has bypassed Cheltenham, but I think he's been talked about as one of the main Irish challengers for this throughout the season. The Moscow Flyer tends to be a very good trial for this. I think Vautor took it in on his way, Duvan took it in on his way. So I think that form is quite strong. He's tended to race keenly as well in smaller fields, like 6 to 8 runner fields. So I'm hoping that a true run champion hurdle, Supreme Novice hurdle, I'm hoping that a true run race will just see him settle a bit better, should stay on well up the hill. I think he's got the potential to run into the places perhaps and maybe pull off a surprise. But like you say, Asterion Forlonge is probably the...
Well, yeah, it was nothing too inspirational for me for this race. I think I fancy the Asterion Forlonge, but I have got an each way one in the Arkle. I like the look of Brewing Up a Storm. 2/2 over fences. I think it's a good each way shout. He could easily sneak the win.
I've got the exact same thing for Brewing Up a Storm here. Fourth in the Ballymore last year, so Cheltenham and a Cheltenham Festival race is clearly going to pose no obstacles to him. And the form of his first run this season, he won at Carlisle in November, and he had 2 subsequent Grade 2 runners behind him on that day. He had Midnight Shadow, who won the Dipper Chase, and Global Citizen, who won the Wayward Lad Novice Chase. So I think on this side of the Irish Sea, that's probably the strongest piece of form we've got in this race. Has done nothing wrong this season, and I agree with you. I think it looks a solid option.
Lucky Luke?
For me, it's the Notebook, the favourite. Officially the best horse in the race. He's beaten Fakir already this season. He's the second favourite, Fakir Dulery. And that was when he was carrying more weight than Fakir. So on level weights on Tuesday, then I don't see him getting beat. I think he's a banker. 4 from 4 this season. He's the one to beat for me.
Very good. Moving now on to the champion hurdle, where the market is headed up by Epatante. Jack Holmes, formerly of this parish, tipped that up last year, and it was a Holmes hound. Came nowhere. I do not want anything to do with this horse. I'm all about Super Sunday. Kate Harrington loves it. Blind form, will give a good account. 12-1 available. Mamma mia. It's really lovely.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good each way start Super Sunday. I think I tipped that actually in our entry preview last year.
Yeah.
When it was just after Cheltenham. I haven't run too well, but for me, I'm going to go with Pentland Hills, the horse I did go with last year as well. Connections with the owners group, obviously my loyalties lie there, but I just think 2 runs this season, he's travelled like the best horse all the way around, got towards sort of inside the final furlong and just hasn't gone and won his race. He did the same at Haydock when he got chinned by Ballyandy, but he's had a wind operation since then, so if that's done the trick, to me he looks much the classier horse if you can just get home, which he did last year pretty well in soft conditions in the Triumph, so if you can win that Cheltenham Festival form in the bag, I'm happy to have a go with him again.
Tom?
I'm not quite as negative on Epatante as you are. First of all, really trust Jack Holmes' judgment anyway. Epatante has improved a lot this season, but I think this is the year, perhaps, to look for something which is a bit outside in the champion hurdle. I think it's fair to say it's not a particularly vintage renewal of the race. I think Sharjah is top rated of those who stayed in at 163. Very rare to see a 163 as your best rated horse in a champion. I mean, I would be considering Cornerstone Lad each way. I think that it's rare. I was talking to a friend of mine about this race the other day, and we both agreed that in a race where it looks so wide open, it's rare to see a fighting fifth hurdle winner going off at 25-1. You know, so I think that that's a solid each way option, and yeah, like I say, Epatante does have the potential to be a blowout. Could be the best horse, still improving, but at the prices, I'd rather be on the much bigger price.
Very good. The last top class race of the day is the Mares. Disaster struck last year for Benny Didier. Since then, after the famous fall, it's gone 3 from 3. Can anything stop Benny Didier?
I don't think so. She'd be my bet in that race. Sunny Suckle's been good, but I'd have been tempted to go for the champion hurdle with her and have a crack at that. But no, Benny.
Tom, Benny for you?
Completely agree, yeah.
Benny all the way. See you tomorrow.